10 youngest hackers who caused chaos. When we picture hackers, we picture nerdy computer geeks sitting in their basements trying to impress their slightly nerdier friends with their hacking abilities. We certainly don't picture kids, but there are kids out there who aren't even old enough to see PG-13 movies who can hack into some of the most secure computer systems in the world. Here, we take a look at 10 of the youngest hackers who caused absolute chaos. Before we go on, did you know that when you leave a like on the page, the thumbs up button turns blue? Of course you know this. You're smart. Well, did you hear that only smart people leave likes on this video? Even Bill Gates. And while you're down there, for more awesome videos like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss an upload. 10. Christoph von Hassel. At 5 years old, most kids are playing with trucks or maybe learning to read. Very few of them are sitting in their bedroom at night hacking into computer systems at Microsoft. But that's exactly how 5-year-old Christoph von Hassel spent his days. Before he was even enrolled in kindergarten, Von Hassel had become an expert hacker. When playing on his Xbox, Von Hassel identified a security vulnerability in the game. Von Hassel, like his father, had a knack for computer systems. He lived in Oceanside with his parents, Robert Davies and Jill Nye. Davies works in computer security, so it's not a stretch to imagine his son had an interest in the same thing. Basically, Hassel wanted to play a certain game on Xbox, but his parents had set up parental control so he couldn't play. Hassel figured out, after trying a bunch of different security passwords, that if he entered the wrong password followed by a few spaces, he could break into the system. When his parents walked in and saw him playing the forbidden game, they asked him how he got in. He showed his dad, who immediately called Microsoft to let them know. They thanked him for the information and provided Hassel with a 1-year free subscription to Xbox Live, $50, and a handful of video games. 9. DJ Stolen. This 18-year-old kid, whose real name has not been released, managed to hack into private and personal information on a bunch of musicians. He broke German copyright laws and earned over 15,000 euros by breaking in and stealing unpublished and unreleased songs and then selling them on the internet. He stole music from artists such as Lady Gaga, Mariah Carey, Justin Timberlake, Leona Lewis, and Kesha. He also managed to steal private photos off of Kesha's private computer. He was charged and taken to court in 2011 at the age of 18. He was found guilty and received an 18-month suspended sentence. DJ Stolen used Trojan horses and phishing emails to get this information. The court said they punished him more as a deterrent than for any real criminal action. They thought he did it for more recognition and attention than for anything else. DJ Stolen also admitted that he had an addiction to the internet and later received therapy for the issue. At one point, the 18-year-old did publish a public apology to Lady Gaga in a German tabloid newspaper. 8. Syfine. This girl started her hacking career at the age of 10. She got her name courtesy of her parents, who wanted to make sure she didn't reveal her identity given her age and the kind of work she was doing online. By the age of 13, she had founded an organization called Roots Asylum, a conference for young people who consider themselves white hat hackers. White hat hackers do what they do to improve computer security, not to deceive and steal from people. She first got into hacking when she identified several bugs in mobile games. She had a thing for farming games on her phone. She got tired of waiting for things to grow, so she found a backdoor method to set her days to 0 and speed up the process. The issue has now been fixed thanks to Syfine. Syfine is now focused on school, where she can learn Python on Code Academy while she continues to mine for security flaws online. Syfine said, as of 2013, she was working on becoming a speaker for the founder of Minecraft. We can only imagine what this kid is doing these days. 7. Betsy Davies. A lot of businesses will offer free Wi-Fi to their customers as a draw for new business. People are so concerned with having Wi-Fi access 24/7 that they usually won't go to a store or restaurant unless they can be reassured they'll be able to access their email, Facebook, and Twitter accounts. Back in 2015, 7-year-old Betsy Davies managed to hack into a free Wi-Fi system in just over 10 minutes. But Betsy Davies wasn't really doing anything wrong. She was just a hacking enthusiast. but she was invited to take part in a public experiment to prove just how easy it was to hack into companies' private Wi-Fi accounts. 7-year-old Betsy, with the consent of her parents, hacked into a willing participant's laptop in just over 10 minutes. She had learned how to do this using simple Google searches. 6. Youngest hacktivist. In 2013, there was a lot of talk about a hacking group called Anonymous. They would post videos online all the time showing that they had hacked into all sorts of computers. In October of 2013, a 12-year-old pled guilty to charges of hacking into government and police servers in Quebec, Canada, as part of 2012 student protests in Quebec. According to Naked Security, the child had been able to hack into government systems as far away as Chile. Police estimated that Youngest Hacktivist's work had caused at least $60,000 in damages. So, Anonymous said that they do things for political reasons. The police said that he had done it for financial reasons. Hacktivist's lawyers said that the kid had done it for nothing more than the challenge alone. Youngest Hacktivist's actions had laid the groundwork for Anonymous to carry out distributed denial-of-service attacks and web page vandalism. It also allowed them to gain access to all sorts of databases to collect information. In exchange for his work, all he got from Anonymous were a couple of free video games. 5. Aaron Bond. 14-year-old Aaron Bond was a student at King Edward VI College in Devon. He was caught hacking into school administration systems to edit newsletters, change room assignments, and even look at student and staff information. He was even able to hack into the vice principal's private financial information. Of course, like any good parent would, Bond's mom said that her son wasn't doing anything wrong. He was just curious, and besides, the school should have had a better security system. Had he been curious, would he have done it over and over again? Aaron Bond was already one of Europe's youngest App Store developers, so the school shouldn't have been surprised he pulled a stunt like this. His mom was upset that the school wouldn't let him off with a warning and give him a second chance. However, after developing his first app at the ripe old age of 13, we have a feeling that poor Aaron Bond will be just fine without a diploma from King Edward's. He has already developed 9 of his own apps and has a very bright future in hacking. In computer programming. 4. Trick of Team Poison. Team Poison was a group of 5 to 6 young hackers who did black hat work and targeted political organizations for quite nefarious purposes. One member, 17-year-old Junaid Hussain, who also went by the name Trick, was caught hacking into Tony Blair's computer back in 2011. They hacked into Blair's private email account and posted private information about him and other staff employees. Within 4 years, Hussain would go on to join ISIS as the group's most prominent hacker. He changed his name to Abu Hassan al-Brittani and is now a high-ranking member of the terrorist group. His role involves a lot more than just hacking. He is the 3rd highest person on the Pentagon's kill list. Hiding behind the name IS Hacking Division, Hussain published the names of 100 US military members. He also developed a customized spy tool for ISIS that allowed them to hack into military members' Facebook accounts. On August 25, 2015, it was reported that Hussain was the target of a US drone attack and was hit and killed. 3. Wang Jinyoung. One of the youngest hackers ever, Wang Jinyoung, first tested out his hacking skills by breaking into his school system to get answers for his homework. He is now working with Tsinghua University to help show them how he is able to hack into different systems. After promising to use his powers for good and not evil, he was invited to the China Internet Security Conference at just 13 years old. He said that in order to attack websites, you first have to find their weaknesses, and that is what he specializes in. He says it's cool and interesting to look for internet weaknesses, and is overwhelmed with joy when he finds them. He did promise never to use his talents for anything illegal. And when you think about it, a kid smart enough to do what Wang does probably had the answers to his homework all along. 2. Ryan Cleary and Jake Davis. Ryan Cleary was 20 years old, and his hacking partner, Jake Davis, was 19 years old when they were busted for hacking into British and American major institutions. They didn't just mess around with middle schools, though. They reportedly hacked into the CIA, SOCA, and News International. Some of the other sites that the pair confessed into breaking into include Sony, Nintendo, 20th Century Fox, NHS, and the Arizona State Police. They basically launched DDoS attacks on the sites to increase traffic to the point point where the sites crashed. The dynamic duo worked with the group Anonymous, yes, they are not so anonymous anymore, to infiltrate all sorts of government institutions. The men called their group LulzSec, which translates into Laugh Out Loud Security. Wonder who got the last laugh here. Unlike their two cohorts who refused to admit any wrongdoing, Cleary and Davis were convicted of several charges of cybersecurity breaches. 1. RealLife Ferris Bueller. In October of 2015, 3 teens from New York were arrested after hacking into their school's computer system. They were said to have pulled off a real-life Ferris Bueller scheme. 17-year-old Jason Soros of Commack, New York, was the ringleader. He broke into Commack High School and attached a keylogger device to a computer keyboard of a classroom computer. Basically, the device tracked keystrokes and provided Soros with passwords for the school's administration. He managed to change grades for himself and his 2 friends. He had also changed school schedules for over 300 classmates before getting caught. When the school traced the information back to Soros' house, the cops were called and they went to arrest Daniel. His 2 cohorts, Eric Vaisman and Alex Mosquera, were arrested as well. The group will face up to 38 years in prison for their hacking antics. Not quite the twist and shout finale they were hoping for. I hope you enjoyed the video today, and if you did, well, it's your lucky day. For every single person that likes this video, you'll get to hack into your school's computer system and change one grade back to an A. Thanks for watching, and have an excellent day.